What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another vlog. It's really hot today, but today with me I have Harrington, who's going to be walking us through a couple of builds that he's doing. This couple of days I've been really going through builds, and I'm really excited to go through this one as well. It's eye-opening. Sometimes I get to learn a few things, and I hope that you guys learn a few things as well. So in this one, he's got two builds that are going on, and he's going to walk us through. He'll introduce himself, and then he'll just tell us a bit about what he's doing, what the purpose is behind those builds, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm really excited. I hope he's excited as well. So let's just see how it goes.
So my name's Harrington Wakalala, but my friends call me Ali. Most of you know me as Ali. Yeah, so I'm just here to talk about my project. This is my lovely wife and my daughter, Elena. That's my wife there. Yeah, so we're here to talk about the E36 van project. What can I say? What motivated me to do this?
Yeah, because I think when you look at it, it just looks like something you never ever see in your life. So, like, why?
Okay, yeah. So this whole van arrangement started when Costa Margaritas sold me the first E34 van. I think it's the only right now. Yeah, so I bought that from him. Then from then, after I sold it, I thought, why can't I? I love the E36. It's different, it's unique. Yeah, so I decided to, why not? Let me make a van, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, my other thought was like, if you really wanted a van, why not just buy another van to try and modify? Than
No.
like go through all the effort of just like trying to. But I feel like yeah, that's the purpose. Like what you're explaining exactly. Like this is your style, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, I was trying to build something on my own that would be unique to say. Because right now, I think we have about, this is the fourth BMW van, but it's the first E36 van. We have two E30, 46s. Yeah.
Okay. Or
One
that a
is,
van.
yes,
Okay.
they were made here. One is, I think, from each. Yeah, correct me on that one. Yeah, so this is the first E36 in Zambia. So I was just trying to make something different, make it unique.
So in you trying to like make all that, what's the process that you are trying to involve yourself in trying to make that?
There's a lot of work that has gone to this car because if you can see the one in front there, that's a four door.
So this came like that.
Yeah, it was a four door. I'll send you. I'll add some pics where it was a four door. I got this body from Christian Hacker. Yeah, this is an original M3. So if you can come through. If you
Okay.
can,
This
no, let's
is
take it to the other side.
this is really gutted, huh? So
Yes.
it came with no interior, no nothing.
It has the seats, and yeah, it came with the seats. I just put them out because of the same process. So this is where you can tell that it's an original M3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's some good information to know.
All right.
So I mean, you took an M3. I mean, that's like a treasured BMW, and you're cutting it up, huh?
It's all about being unique.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It still
true.
remains an M3,
Yeah, yeah.
the only M3 UTE in Zambia.
And I feel like, isn't it the? I mean, the difference between like an ordinary one and an M3 isn't it just a suspension, maybe bushings? I hear. I don't know. I think that's what
Um,
I know.
from what I know about the M3, the diff is usually bigger on the M3.
Okay.
The transmission is usually bigger. These ordinary ones come with mostly the Getrack 220. The M3 usually comes with Getrack 260, ZF 480, something like that. Yeah, the rear axles, the drive shafts are a bit bigger, a bit thicker.
Okay.
Yeah, so that the diff can hold because the diff is a bigger case on the M3.
So it just came as a complete thing, and then you gutted it,
Yeah,
and you started now welding and cut. Oh, you gutted it, cut,
yeah.
and then now you're welding up. Is this just to like strengthen the structure, or?
Yes. Basically, what happens if you look at the four-door version, there's a pillar here. There's one pillar here, and this door where it comes to hold. That's where the reinforcement is on the roof here. So the moment you cut this off, you have to make a roll cage to avoid rolling, like
Hmm.
over roll, and I don't know what you can call that, but it's meant for stability. Yeah. So if you do this, you give it that power over it. It can't roll that much.
So it's basically like a sway bar or something
Yeah,
like that.
like a sway bar, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from this stage on, where does it go now?
From this stage, I just want to finish up the floor here. Once I'm done here, I have to close up these spaces, make them a little bit smaller, and I'll put the same sheet. This is a 2.5 millimeter sheet. If you can tell, this is a 2.5 millimeter sheet. It's strong. Yeah, so I use rivets to hold it together. Once I'm done, I'm starting the floor because I have to do some mods. So if you see, this is where the tank sits. So I don't have to close this part. When I close it, I won't have access to the pumps.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I need to make a piece here that can open when I want it to open. Then from here to the back, it will be something solid except this part in the corner. This is where the battery sits. This corner. This is where the battery sits. So what I have to do is I have to make a cabin for the battery. And so meaning this part has to open as well
Okay.
for me to access the battery. The lines go through in here. That's why if you can look at this part, it's not yet closed. Because I'm going to run the wiring harness for the lights through here. Mostly it goes through that side, on the left side.
So there's a lot of planning involved as well.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
need
not
to think.
cutting up
You need to
anyhow.
think. You need to do your research. You just don't wake up, you make a van.
So because now I mean, okay, my mind is now going to the suspension part. If it's going to be a van, do you want to stiffen up the back a bit, or it's just going to be the same?
Uh, okay, on the suspension, I'm going to run it on coilovers. Yeah, I'll order some coilovers. That way, I'm sure it will be more stable compared to the ordinary shocks.
Then when we come to the engine, first I want to see what are your plans like for the front? Because already I think for me I'm imagining nice bucket seats. I mean, a person sees the van, I'm like, bucket seats, what are those?
For the front, automatically now it's a two-seater.
Okay.
Though I'm not planning on running bucket seats because it has the original M3 seats
Oh,
with
okay.
semi buckets.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. So those would do for now.
Okay. And then when we come to the most important part.
Okay. Yeah. So I had planned to run one JZ VVTi in here,
Okay.
but as you can see, I already have this one here. So one JZ VVTi. I've got this project here. It's going to run a 2JZ GE non VVTi. So I can't have like three engines in the same yard. So I'm trying to go different. I've got an M50, a 2 liter. I'm planning to run it on dictator.
Okay. And that's like the stock engine, isn't it?
Yeah, the stock engine.
That makes everything. I feel like I love simple builds.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a plug and play issue.
yeah.
And like for the 2J or the 1J, you have to change the engine brackets. If this is a rear sump setup,
Mhm.
So if for the JZ you need to get the rear sound, that's from a Supra. That's quite costly. So that was going to cost me on that part. So if I'm going to put the M50, it's a plug and play.
Any modifications you want to do to it? Just add more power. I'm sure you're aiming
Just the
for more
dictator.
power.
Just the dictator is fine.
What's the advantage like if you had a dictator? I mean, do you gain any power apart? Because I'm sure it comes with like efficiencies in fuel, spark. You're playing with those things.
Yeah, there's an increase in power
Okay.
depending on how much you want to run it, though it's got a limit because it somehow replaces the stock ECU,
Mm-hmm.
which gives it a little bit more power. Because most of these BMs they've got a certain limit where um, you can't go above certain RPMs.
Okay.
But with the dictator, you can play with that.
That would
Override it.
even lead us to your other build here. So this is going to be a spin car.
Yes, that's the speed.
So I don't know, like for this car, what's I mean, I think for the van you talked about it having a purpose. Like with spinning, you also just love spinning. Hey man, it looks good in here.
Thanks, man.
I mean, okay, it's dirty, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
still
dusty and
it still
whatnot.
looks
Yeah.
clean. It feels like I was just looking at the registration. It's like it used to move just a year ago, or a few months ago, because I saw 2020.
Yeah,
Three?
it had a 1.8 liter M43.
Okay.
It's an original manual, so we put out the box. It's the one we went to cut and join. Yeah. Then the engine was sold, so we got it as a shell. That came with the gearbox.
Okay.
Everything else is there. It already has a welded diff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing that it's an engine and it's good to go.
Yeah, an engine, put up the box, do those mods we need to do, and it's ready.
I mean, I feel like it's unappreciated how like a project is so involving, and I feel like even for me that's why I like to show them off. I even like to be there because I feel like even I myself is learning like how projects goes on, the challenges that you face, and because when we see some of these cars we go to mics, we just see a finished product and like you don't know what's behind the scene, but it's nice to see like how everything goes behind the scenes.
True. It's important. We really put in a lot of things, and to be honest, just do this for you. Do this for you because you find people always find something wrong with your car. Like paint just in awame, exhaust just in that why is an agule makoil over? Things like that. I mean, just build your car to your own capacity. That's you. That's being you, being real to yourself. It's hard out here. You have to find money, you have to find time, all that is something you need to consider when building a project.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I don't know, this car looks too nice though. Yeah, and I think the other thing we're talking about is how people like look at the van as a spin car, but I mean this is what's going to be a spin car and that's not going to be a spin car. You'd expect this to be like something you'd want to build as a daily, but why? I mean, like, yeah, I think you didn't expand mostly on the purpose of the van and why you're building it.
Okay. Yeah, so the purpose of me building the van is basically to have it like it's a street car. I'm building it as a street car, not a spin car, but a street car. A car that I can drive around, when there are social events, there's the Lusaka Motor Show, there's these car meets, it's something I want to just drive around and not spin.
I feel like if that's one car like I'd see in the system, like, what the hell? Because okay, to be honest, I feel like seeing it on pictures and Facebook didn't really like put that perspective in it, but now seeing it is like, no, this is something crazy, and I honestly can't wait to see it. I hope it can be done soon and just like to see it on the street and see your vision come forth.
Definitely. I'm pumping in as much as I can at my own pace, but I can assure you this year won't end.
No, I like to hear that. wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity just to come and vlog your cars, check out your build, and I'm hoping that in the future we can just like I can still come back and see how the build is going. I'm sure you're really passionate about it, and I'm sure even soon, later than soon, it will be done.
No problem, man. Just drop by whenever you feel free. You know, this build is for everyone. You know, I just want everyone to learn one or two things from this build. You know, let's work together. You know, we're not competing against anyone. We're doing this for us. You know.
Thank you very much, and I hope you who's watching can give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and check you out in the next video.